हुकूमत के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर कराची फिश हार्बर अली गुल संजरानी को ओहदे से फारिग कर दिया गया। सफदर हुसैन रिजवी को नया एमडी फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी तैनात किया गया है। महकमा सर्विसेज जनरल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन व कोऑर्डिनेशन ने नोटिफिकेशन जारी कर दिया। बात करने के लिए आज़ाद हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। आज़ाद नोहरी, अपडेट कीजिएगा।
जी बिल्कुल, हुकूमत से सिंध ने मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर कराची फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी अली गुल संजरानी को ओहदे से फारिग करके उनको महकमा सर्विसेज जनरल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन व कोऑर्डिनेशन में रिपोर्ट करने का हुक्म दे दिया। ये 19 ग्रेड के अफसर थे जिनको जो है निगरान हुकूमत के बाद इस ओहदे पर तैनात किया गया था, लेकिन इस वक्त जो है हुकूमत ने इसको ओहदे से फारिग कर दिया। जबकि वाइस कमिश्नर है सिंध एम्प्लॉइज सोशल सिक्योरिटी इंस्टीट्यूट सफदर हुसैन रिजवी, उनको जो है नया मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर कराची फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी तैनात कर दिया है। इन दो अफसरान के तकर्र तबादलों का महकमा सर्विसेज जनरल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन व कोऑर्डिनेशन ने नोटिफिकेशन भी जारी कर दिया है।
आज़ाद, ये बताइएगा क्या वजूहात बनी हैं ओहदे से फारिग करने की?
जी बिल्कुल, इस वक्त कराची फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी के हवाले से जो उनको डेवलपमेंट, उनको बेहतरी लाने के हवाले से इस अफसर को महकमा मवेशी व माहिती का एक मातहत की तरह काम करता है, उनकी तरफ से इनको टास्क किया गया था जो हुकूमत के फैसले हैं उन पर अमल दरामद को यकीन बनाया। लेकिन फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी में बेहतरी लाने के बजाय उसमें डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर को ठीक करने के बजाय जो है इस अफसर ब्रीफिंग ली गई। ब्रीफिंग लेने के बाद में मुशीर हैं मवेशी व माहिर नजमी आलम, उन्होंने इसकी कारकर्दगी पर अदम एतमाद का इजहार किया और सेक्रेटरी जो है मवेशी व माहिर काजम हुसैन जतोई, उनको कहा फौरी तौर पर चीफ सेक्रेटरी को नोट असल किया जाए। चीफ सेक्रेटरी को नोट असल करने के बाद वज़ीर आला से मंजूरी ली गई और मंजूरी लेने के बाद में आज जो है अली गुल संजरानी को हटाकर जो सफदर रिजवी को जो नया एमडी कराची फिश हार्बर अथॉरिटी तैनात कर दिया गया है।
बहुत शुक्रिया आज़ाद, आपने हमें अपडेट किया। वज़ीर आला मुराद अली शाह ने सिंध सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम S4 का इफ्तिताह कर दिया। सूबे के तमाम दाखिली और खारजी रास्तों को मौसर निगरानी हो सकेगी। जराइम पर काबू पाने में मदद मिलेगी।
सिंध को जराइम से पाक करने का मिशन, वज़ीर आला ने सिंध स्मार्ट सर्विलेंस मंसूबे का इफ्तिताह कर दिया। इफ्तिताई तकरीब से खिताब में मुराद अली शाह बोले कि अमन अमान का क़याम पीपल्स पार्टी की ऑनलाइन तरजीह है। जदीद टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल सूबे में अमन अमान की बहाली में मावन और मददगार साबित होगा।
सेफ सिटी ना सिर्फ कराची में, हमने हमारे जो सेकेंडरी सिटीज़ हैं हैदराबाद, सक्कर, मीरपुर ख़ास, लाड़कानो, शहीद नवाब शाह सिटी, शहीद बेनज़ीराबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इन सब जगहों पे भी इरादा किया है कि हम ये सिस्टम्स लगाएंगे ताकि हम क्राइम को बेहतर तरीके से, जैसे आईजी साहब ने कहा, टेक्नोलॉजी है, टेक्नोलॉजी को इस्तेमाल करके हम बेहतर रिजल्ट्स ला सकते हैं, अपने शहरियों को मज़ीद महफूज कर सकते हैं।
वज़ीर आला ने कहा कि सिंध हुकूमत ने S4 के लिए तकरीबन 1.5 अरब रुपए मुख्तस किए हैं। सूबे के तमाम 40 टूल प्लाजा पर नफ्स कैमरे चेहरे की शिनाख्त और ऑटोमेटेड नंबर प्लेट की जांच की सलाहियत रखते हैं। S4 जदीद और मॉडर्न टेक्निक्स का मजमुआ है।
पूरे सिंध में 40 टोल प्लाजाज जो हमारे हैं उन पे ये सिंध स्मार्ट सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम लगाया गया है। 1.4 अरब रुपए का ये प्रोजेक्ट, जिसमें हमने तकरीबन 400 कैमरास लगाए हैं, जिसमें ऑटोमेटिक नंबर प्लेट रिकग्निशन वाला के कैमरास हैं, उसके अलावा फेशियल रिकग्निशन के कैमरास अलग हैं।
मुराद अली शाह ने बताया कि कैमरों की लाइव फीड एक सेंट्रल कमांड एंड कंट्रोल रूम में मौजूद सर्वर के जरिए जायजा लेगी, जो चोरी शुदा गाड़ियों और क्रिमिनल रिकॉर्ड रखने वाले अफराद का डेटा फौरी तौर पर शिनाख्त करेगी। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जराइम के नए चैलेंजेस से निपटने के लिए कलीदी किरदार अदा करेगा। इससे पुलिस की मजमूई कारकर्दगी बढ़ेगी और अवाम का एतमाद बहाल होगा।
IG पुलिस गुलाम नबी मेमन ने कहा है कि पुलिस 15 साल कबल CDR तक रसाई के लिए बड़ी कोशिशें कर रही थी। काफ़ी कोशिशों के बाद CDR मिला। सिंध पुलिस को लोकेटर्स भी बड़ी मुश्किल से मिले। CDR और लोकेटर्स मिलने के बाद पुलिस को जराइम कंट्रोल करने में मदद मिली। वज़ीर आला सिंध ने पुलिस स्टेशन को बराह रास्त बदल देकर SHO को DDO के इख्तियारात दिए।
कराची में रॉबरी विद मर्डर, रॉबरी विद इंजरी के बहुत ज़्यादा क्रिटिसिज्म आती है पुलिस पे। जितने भी केसेस हमारे सर तकरीबन कोई 60 के करीब रॉबरी विद मर्डर के हैं और 200 के करीब रॉबरी विद इंजरी के हैं। बिकॉज ऑफ दीज टेक्नोलॉजी जो हमें मिली CDR के फॉर्म में या लोकेटस के फॉर्म में और जियो फेंसिंग सब्सिक्वेंटली, आप सर अंदाज़ा लगाएं कि 65% हमारा डिटेक्शन रेट है, जिसमें हम केस भी ट्रेस कर लेते हैं और मुलजमान को भी पकड़ लेते हैं। ये सर टेक्नोलॉजी है जो पुलिस को कैपेसिटी बढ़ाती है। آج جس پروجیکٹ کا جس کو آپ نے سر اگست لاسٹ ایئر ہمیں یہ پیسے دیے 1.4 بلین جو NRTC نے ایگزیکیوٹ کیا، اور یہ سارے کیمراز جو 40 ٹول پلازا سندھ کے ہیں وہاں پہ لگ چکے ہیں، جہاں پہ ہماری ریپڈ ریسپانس فورس ڈپلائی ہو چکی ہے، مجھے یقین ہے کہ سر ان کیمراز کے لگنے کی وجہ سے ہماری کیپیسٹی بہت بڑھ جائے گی۔ آپ کو سر وہاں پہ ڈیمانسٹریشن دی، آپ نے خود دیکھا، یہ ٹیسٹ اینڈ ٹرائل ابھی چل رہا ہے، اس سے ہم بھی سیکھ رہے ہیں اور ٹیکنالوجی ہمیں سکھا رہی ہے کہ بھی کس طرح سے ہمیں اس کو آگے لے کے جانا ہے۔ مجھے سر یقین ہے کہ یہ جو آپ نے گورنمنٹ آف سندھ نے 1.4 بلین اس پہ یوز کیے ہیں، دس ہیز اے ویلیو فار دی پروجیکٹ، اور یہ پروجیکٹ انشاءاللہ ہمیں بہت زیادہ ڈویڈنڈ دے گا۔ اس سے سر ہم جو چاہ رہے ہیں کہ کرمنلز کو لوکیٹ کریں، اور ہم چاہ رہے ہیں کہ ہماری جو خاص طور پہ کراچی میں ویکولر تھیفٹ اور سنیچنگ ہے وہ ان کی جو ہے نا ہم ڈیٹیکشن کریں۔ ہم چاہتے ہیں کہ اس سے ٹریفک مینجمنٹ ہو۔ آگے جو ہمارا فرسٹ فیز آ رہا ہے سیف سٹی کا سر، یہ جب ان کے ساتھ ڈو ٹیل ہوگا تو مجھے یقین ہے کہ یہ ایک ایسا انٹیگریٹڈ سولوشن ہوگا جو دنیا کے بہترین شہروں میں ہوتا ہے اور جس سے ٹریفک بھی بہتر ہو۔
کراچی چیمبر نے نجکاری کی حمایت کر دی۔ صدر افتخار احمد شیخ کہتے ہیں کہ جو ادارہ خسارے میں ہو اس کی نجکاری ہونی چاہیے۔ بجٹ پر اعتراضات ہیں، یہ تاجر دوست بجٹ نہیں ہے۔ کاوش میمن کی رپورٹ۔
خسارے والے اداروں کی نجکاری کی جائے، کراچی چیمبر آف کامرس نے بھی حمایت کر دی۔ صدر کراچی چیمبر افتخار شیخ کہتے ہیں کہ جو ادارہ خسارے میں ہیں انہیں پرائیویٹ سیکٹر کے حوالے کرنا ہوگا۔
دیکھیں، پرائیویٹائزیشن کی تو ضرورت ہے۔ کافی ایسے ادارے ہیں پاکستان کے اندر جو نقصان کے اندر چل رہے ہیں، اور وہ پولیٹیکلی کئی پریشرز ہوتے ہیں کہ جی اس کو بند نہ کیا جائے، اس کو پرائیویٹ سیکٹر کو نہ دیا جائے۔ لیکن جو بھی تجربہ ہے پاکستان کا پرائیویٹ سیکٹر میں اگر دینے کا تو وہ کامیابی ہی رہا ہے۔ تو جیسے PIA ہے، PIA بھی کافی عرصے سے چل رہا ہے کہ جس کو پرائیویٹ سیکٹر میں لے کے آئیں۔ اس طرح اور 2-4 ادارے ہیں جس کو پرائیویٹ سیکٹر میں لائیں گے تو ہی وہ نقصان سے بھی بچا جائے گا، اور جو پاکستان کو قومی خزانے سے نقصان ہو رہا ہے اس سے بھی پاکستان بچ جائے گا۔
صدر کراچی چیمبر افتخار شیخ نے بجٹ میں تحفظات کا اظہار کیا۔ بولے تنخواہ دار طبقے پر ہی ٹیکس کا بوجھ ڈال دیا گیا ہے، یہ تاجر دوست بجٹ نہیں، وزارتوں کو تحفظات سے آگاہ کریں گے۔
دیکھیں جی، جو وفاقی بجٹ پیش کیا ہے یہ تاجر دوست بجٹ نہیں ہے۔ جو ہم نے جو اور تمام تاجروں نے جو گزارشات کی تھیں اور کوشش کی تھی کہ بجٹ کے اندر اس کو شامل کیا جائے، اس کو شامل نہیں کیا گیا۔ اس کے اندر IMF کی جھلک نظر آتی ہے۔ بجٹ میں دیکھیں بہت سی ہمیں اس وقت کافی اناملی نظر آتی ہے، اور ہم سمجھتے ہیں کہ اس کو ریڈریس کرنے کی بہت ضرورت ہے۔ ابھی آج کل میں کب میٹنگ ہوگی تو ہم ساری بھیج بھی رہے ہیں، سب وزیر خزانہ کو بھی بھیج رہے ہیں۔
افتخار شیخ نے وزیر اعظم کے دورہ چین کو ٹیکنالوجی کے حوالے سے اہم قرار دیا۔ کیمرامین منان کے ساتھ کاوش میمن، سٹی 21۔
جسٹس ان ہائی کورٹ جسٹس عقیل احمد عباسی کی سپریم کورٹ میں تعیناتی پر فل کورٹ ریفرنس۔
I consider you as my brothers and sisters from extempore, so that I can express myself from heart to heart, and when you talk heart to heart, you speak sometimes the truth, and I am very fond of speaking the truth. But in any case, since this is a traditional reference, I would try to address you through a written speech, but I will take about 15 minutes of your precious time. I know you are all tired and the atmosphere is not as such good because of malfunctioning of the air conditioning units. So allow me, please bear with me 15 minutes so that I can summarize my journey in the legal profession and particularly as a judge of this court. So I start with, in the name of Almighty Allah, my brother, and I say really, I mean it, my brother, Mr. Justice Muhammad Shafi Siddiqui, Honorable Senior Junior Judge of this court, and my brother, Mr. Justice Naimatullah Parpoto, my brother, Mr. Justice Salahuddin Kawar, and my brother, Mr. Justice Muhammad Junaid Ghaffar, honorable members of the Administrative Committee, and all my other colleague, brother and sister judges who are present here, who are not even present, and Mr. Rehan Azim Malik, President Sindh High Court Bar Association, Mr. Sarfraz Ali Nethru, Honorary General Secretary of Sindh High Court Bar Association, Mr. Amir Nawaz Wright, a very vibrant president of the Karachi Bar Association. इनका किस्सा आपको मैं सुनाऊंगा। ईद से एक रोज़ पहले जो उन्होंने कारनामा किया और गालिबन अजीज मलिक साहब को, Mr. Nasir Raza Rent, the President Malik Bar Association, Mr. Ayaz Tuniu, President High Court Bar Association Hyderabad, Mr. Ghulam Dastagir Shahani, the man with a huge voice. I always remember him as a man with a huge voice. He was also been the judge of this court. He is presently president of the High Court Bar Association Ladkana. Mr. Muhammad Hassan Akbar, Advocate General Sindh. Mr. Dr. Faiz Shah, the Prosecutor General Sindh. Mr. Ziaul Abdul, the Additional Attorney General. Mr. Kashif Hanif, Vice Chairman Sindh Bar Council, a very witty man. Barrister Abid Zubairi. And then Mr. Muhammad Saeed Abbasi, Mr. Pal Inayat, the 30 members in Bar Council, they are also here. Mr. Suhail Ilagari, the worthy Registrar of Sindh High Court, office bearers and members of the various district bars of Sindh who have travelled all the way from Sindh to attend this reference. I am very grateful to all of you. Senior advocates of the Bar Association, if I can recognize them and take their names, please don't feel offended if I do not take the name of some of the advocates, but I will try to take the names of the seniors. I have seen Mr. Ashraf Qazi. I am very grateful to you. Mr. Ashraf Qazi is one of the most senior advocates, and I can remember that when once I granted a bail in a difficult case, he came to my chamber and he said that usually I do not visit the chambers of the judges, but I just wanted to congratulate that we knew you as a tax lawyer and a tax expert, but the way you have delivered and dictated the dictation and granted bail in the open court, that is admirable. Believe me, it was a very encouraging. I was even at that point of, I was not even a confirmed judge, and it was a difficult bail. There is no manner of doubt. Thank you very much for being here. Mr. Akhtar Hussain, everybody knows him, an upright man and a comrade. Mr. Yasin Azad perhaps is here, a senior advocate, very close to my father. Mr. Muhammad Aqil, I don't know, perhaps he is here or not. Mr. Aqil, he is here. Okay. Mr. Mustafa Lakhani, Mr. Khalid Javed, Mr. Rana Ikramullah, I have seen him, Mr. Rana Ikramullah. Thank you for being here. Mr. Bhajan Das Tejwani is also here. Mrs. Naveed Merchant, she is also here. She has also remained very kind to me. Mr. Khalif Ahmed, the man with great mustaches. Where is he? Mr. Arshad Lodi is also here. Mr. Qazi Bashir was also here. Mr. Ashif Raza, Mr. Shaukat Hayat, and Mr. Hasib Jamali. And please forgive me if I could not take the name of all the. Mr. Neem Qureshi, I think is he here? Oh, yes. Mr. Neem Qureshi is not seen very surprising. Mr. Neem Qureshi. Yes, Mr. Lakhani, Mr. Ali Lakhani, though now mashallah he has also become a senior to at least some of the junior advocates, not to us, but he is a good lawyer, mashallah. Mr. Yes, Mr. Mushkesh Kumar Karar, thank you very much, and Mr. and all the distinguished members of the various bars, the lady advocates and the junior advocates, particularly junior. I am very fond of you all of you, because I know that you are the future of this legal fraternity and the judicial system. And I have, throughout my career, I have always tried to encourage you by giving you maximum time, giving you the confidence and I always try to encourage you to speak your mind and present your case in a befitting manner. So you are also always very close to my heart, and of course the media personnel. And last but not the least, my precious family, my wife who is here, along with my 2 sons. My daughter Roma is not here. I love her like anything. She is my bride. She has done her MBA from Zabis University in flying colors. My elder son, Barrister Asad Abbasi, he has done his bar at law from Lincoln in UK and now joined Mr. Abid Zubairi. So Abid Zubairi came to me that what are you doing? I tried not to bring him to the practice. He remained outside the practice for about 2 years because I wanted him to join this profession or practice in High Court. Once I leave for the Supreme Court, there was a wishful thinking. But after 2 years, he said that, Papa, I am fed up. He was in a good firm, but there was litigation was not as such there. And he said that I want to join Abid Zubairi. Many you can talk to him. I will not tell him. Now he's with him, and Abid Zubairi expresses discomfort for not being, for his being not before me. And my youngest son, who is very precious to me, Saim Abbasi, he has recently completed his law degree from University of London, and shortly, inshallah, he will be proceeding for the bar. So this is my entire family. We belong to a family of a humble background, but we love the education. We love to prosper while acquiring knowledge. We love to get maximum respect in the society from among all the colleagues through our education, through our conduct, through our behavior, and we are trying to follow the footsteps of our parents who have taught us to remain humble as much as you can, to be sort of a helping hand to others. Don't live for yourself only, but try to live for others. We are trying our level best to come to the expectation of our parents. I am very much thankful to them for the reason that without their complete assistance and without their giving me the maximum time to devote myself in the course, believe me, I have worked since very inception. I have worked about 10 to 12 hours every day without fail. And the time which I could have spent with my family, perhaps I could not spend that time. And I am sorry for that, and I thank you for cooperating with me and having given this opportunity to me to dispense justice without fear and favor to the best of my ability. My elder brother Shakil Abbasi is also here. He is a wonderful man, highly educated, very humble, very soft, and he's like my father. After my demise of my father, I was very much disturbed, but he always was there to give me a helping hand and the advice whenever I needed it. My younger brother Kafil Abbasi, who is also a very sober and kind-hearted man, is taking care of her and taking care of the entire family of my parents. I am very grateful to him that he is very helpful to me to continue this journey of taking my parents' family and keeping them united. We live in a joint family, mashallah, even after the death of our parents, and trying to live with harmony. And then my youngest brother, Ziaur Rashid Abbasi, a very naughty chap, is also very intelligent. He has done his M.Com, MBA, LLM, God knows how many degrees he has taken, and presently serves as additional registrar in Security Commission. They have also been very kind to me and always guided me whenever I felt good. Now coming back to the main reference, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am really humbled, deeply touched and extremely grateful for the generous words spoken about me today by all the worthy speakers, and would like to express my gratitude to all of you. I feel honored to address this august gathering of legal fraternity who have assembled today from different bars all over the province of Sindh to attend this reference and bid farewell to me on my elevation to Honorable Supreme Court of Pakistan. My period profile of professional career spreading over to 2 decades and my judicial career as a judge of the Sindh High Court of almost about 15 years by now, since my elevation on 25th September 2009 has been highlighted by the various worthy speakers in detail. However, with certain adjectives and compliments attributed to my performance, which reflects upon their kindness only. Because I honestly feel that perhaps I could have performed better and reached to the expectations of the litigants and the public at large, particularly to the expectation of my great late father, Professor Masood Ahmad Abbasi, advocate, one of the senior most advocates of this court, who besides being my senior in profession, mentor and role model, was one of the pioneers and leading advocates on taxation laws, who was the founder member of the Income Tax Bar Association. तो आज Income Tax Bar Association आप देखते हैं जिसके हजारों मेंबर हैं, who was one of the founder members and remained the president and secretary of the various posts of the various bar association, including Karachi Bar and the High Court Bar Association. And he established his own law firm in the year 1949. He was hardly 22, 23 years of age, and when he came, migrated from India to Pakistan. By that time, he was a law graduate and a commerce graduate. That was a unique combination, a very learned man. In the name of the style of Abbasi and Company Advocates, which is still being run by my younger brother, Kafil Ahmad Abbasi, having second generation of clientage of my late father, in whom even after his death they have complete trust and confidence because of his integrity, competence and ability to safeguard the interest of his clients according to law. In spite of being one of the busiest lawyers in taxation on taxation side, he having great passion towards imparting knowledge and education, he remained honorary professor of SM Government Law College, where he taught taxation laws to LLB and LLM classes since 1963, my year of birth, for more than 4 decades, and was guided a large number of learning students as in preparation of their thesis in LLM as director. He was an eminent jurist who contributed unparalleled legal research work on public finances, fiscal matters, particularly taxation laws, in the shape of articles which were all published in reputable law journals such as PLD, PTD, Taxation, Tax Law Review India, and English newspapers, particularly Dawn, and were also read over in various seminars and jurist conferences organized by the Sindh High Court Bar Association, Pakistan Tax Bar, Income Tax Bar Association in Karachi, Institute of Chartered Accountants, Institute of Cost Management Accountants, Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He also had the honor for having contributed valuable proposals, including commentary on finance bills related to taxation laws for about 5 decades, continuously in the best interest of economic growth of Pakistan. His contribution towards promulgation of Income Tax Ordinance 1979 has been duly acknowledged in the Commission report of Kamrul Islam, wherein most of the proposals by Mr. Abbasi were duly approved and incorporated in the Income Tax Ordinance 1979. At that point of time, the Income Tax Act 1922 was prevailing, and there was a shift to adopt to the new proposals and to form a new law of Income Tax Ordinance 1979. He contributed a lot towards that. And not only that, the proposals which were made for the Pakistani laws, which were also sent to the India, and will you believe me that in the Indian Tax Law Review, his proposals were published with an editorial, and his picture was also published on the top of that journal, and they said that we will urge Government of India to take benefit from the proposal of a senior professor of law in Pakistan. You know, they do not recognize us, but that was an occasion which made my father proud that at least in India. Then gentlemen, whatever I could do in profession of law or put my little contribution in dispensation of justice is a small reflection of my great father's guidance and training, for which I shall always remain indebted to him. I can assure you all that since my first date as a judge of Sindh High Court, I have fully devoted my time and energy to decide the cases on merits within reasonable time and by the grace of Almighty Allah, and of course with the assistance of the learned advocates representing their respective parties. I have by now decided around 20,000 cases, mashallah. And almost on every field of law, including constitution petition, tax petition, references, matters pertaining to company law, trademark, copyright, and other allied commercial cases, matters pertaining to NAB, bails, criminal matters, criminal appeals, banking appeals, etc. Out of which more than about 2,000 cases have been published in the law journals, and without fear of contradiction, most of such cases which were received before the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, not all of them, but most of those cases have been duly confirmed. So it gives me a sort of a sense of satisfaction that I have tried my level best to do justice. I am failing in my duty if I do not acknowledge the encouragement and able guidance of the Honorable Senior Judges of this Court, especially the Honorable Mr. Justice Salman Jalal Usmani, the then Chief Justice in High Court, who had reposed confidence and trust in me while recommending my name for elevation as a Judge of Sindh High Court in a highly graceful manner. And of course, Justice Mushkil Alam, the then Honorable Senior Pune Judge, Mr. Justice Mahmood Bakar, and for that purpose, all the Honorable Judges at that point of time, who were always available to me whenever I needed guidance or any advice, either on the judicial side or sort of an administrative matters in the High Court. I am very much grateful to them, because without their encouragement, I could not achieve the desired result which I could achieve now. After having taken oath as judge of this court, I made a commitment to myself that I have to give back what I had gained from the legal profession. I have always endeavored to provide opportunity to junior advocates to plead their cases with confidence, as they are the future of legal profession and will become the stalwarts, inshallah, will become the stalwarts of legal fraternity one day. It is my firm belief that unless bench and bar both endeavor to move in the same directions to ensure the speedy and expeditious justice for the people of this country shall be provided to the people of this country while proceeding with the cases regularly without seeking or granting unnecessary adjournments. We cannot regain the confidence of litigant parties and public at large in our legal system and judiciary if the state, bench and the bar through collective efforts cannot maintain. If the state, bench and the bar through collective efforts do not proceed in direction, we cannot maintain peace and law and order in the society. It can have devastating effect not only on the economic growth of the country, but can also pose internal and external threats to our sovereignty as well. The legal fraternity plays a vital role in getting justice for the aggrieved parties in the society while approaching the course of law, particularly in matters relating to enforcement of fundamental rights as guaranteed in Chapter 1, relating to fundamental rights and principles of policies under Article 8 to 28 of the Constitution of Islamic Republic of Pakistan 1973. Whereas it is the duty of the courts to ensure that in matters pertaining to public interest at large, particularly enforcing the fundamental rights as guaranteed under the Constitution, more particularly security of person, safeguard as to arrest and detention, right to fair trial, freedom of movement and assembly, freedom of speech, etc. should be given top priority. However, keeping with the constitutional mandate and the subject to law, if any, as a judge. As a judge, I am a firm believer of independence of judiciary and separation of powers of judiciary from executive as per the Constitution mandate and in view of the judgments of the Superior Court to this effect, which in my humble view is the only solution to avoid any conflict between various organs of the state and to take our nation to the path of economic growth and to enlist our country in the fast developing countries in the shortest possible time. There should be no conflict among all the organs of the state. There should be no occasion. Why should there be any conflict among the organs of the state who are under constitutional and legal obligation to act within the prescribed domain with one common objective, to make people of this country flourish in all walks of life.
न्यूज़ स्टूडियो से फिल वक्त इतना है।